If you need any Xbox or PlayStation codes or any cheap PC games, use the referral link in the description. It will take you over to g2a.com. They already have a discount on most of their goods, and if you use the code CHES at checkout, you can get yourself an extra 3% off as well. Hey guys, how's it going? Ches back again, and welcome to episode number 8 of the Valencia career mode here on FIFA 16. We start with some training in the background. We're obviously trying to improve as many of the players as we possibly can. We have a great young squad here at Valencia, trying to get as much growth out of everybody as we possibly can. We continue though into the first game of the episode. It's away from home against Manchester City. Now, we did lose our first game in the Champions League against PSV by 1-0. The same scoreline was Manchester City's victory over Lazio, the other side in the group. You can see their starting lineup on screen here, 4-2-3-1. Nasri on the left, but De Bruyne and Aguero through the middle with Yaya Toure. David Silva in a holding role. I probably would have put David Silva on the left and drop Nasri, but never mind. You know, Manuel Pellegrini can pick whichever side he chooses fit. We're continuing with the 4-2-3 or 4-3-3 formation that looks more like a 4-2-3-1. It's more similar to the 4-2-3-1, and we actually found a nice groove with it yesterday, able to pick up a couple of very good results, and it definitely suits my style of play a lot better to the other 4-3-3s that we've been using. I haven't yet brought across the actual individual tactics from the Chelsea and the Wolfsburg series. I had, the set tactics for those two series. I used the same ones. So, when you can go into the actual settings itself and create and alter like the chance creation and the passing and the width and the speed at which your side builds up, etc., and how much pressure your defence puts on the opposition, all that sort of stuff. I did have a set of stats that I used for the Wolfsburg and the Chelsea series that works quite well for me, but I'm trying to just nail down what the default setting is here at Valencia. And now we've started using this 4-3-3 with the central attacking midfielder rather than only having a centre mid and 2 CDMs. We're really starting to come into our own here. We're dominating this game against Manchester City. As you can see, they brought on Sterling for Nasri to try and freshen things up out wide for them. Nasri didn't really do much for Man City in the first half, and to be fair, the whole side didn't do much in the first half. Enzo Perez having another snapshot here, but Joe Hart again is well behind it. We haven't really tested him so far. All of the saves that he's made to this point have been pretty comfortable. They were playing some good football though, City, as you can see here, passing the ball about with confidence and creating a couple of good opportunities, but they hadn't yet drawn a good save out of the goalkeeper, and they continued to not be able to do so. Kevin De Bruyne's effort goes high and wide with only 15 minutes to go. There's less than 10 minutes to go when we start to build another move. As you can see here, Enzo Perez on the ball into Dani Parejo pushing forward. Danilo pushing forward from the other central midfield spot. Here's Sofian Feghouli, turns his side really nicely, completely sold the defender and buries it in at the near post. The first time that we've really tested Joe Hart with an effort, and he's not able to respond with a save, firing us 1-0 in front at the near post. And now we're in stoppage time, and we're on the attack again. City don't look like they're going to be able to get anything from this game. Rodrigo de Paul's come off the bench, goes on a really nice run, and again it's straight at Joe Hart. So the one chance that we created that was more difficult for the goalkeeper, and that was the one chance that won us the game. So I'm really pleased with that response from the defeat to PSV. Trying a different formation, and it really seems to be working. We've gone to the Etihad and dominated Manchester City. Now, can we do the same here against Athletic Bilbao? They're in 10th, obviously one of the better sides in the league, so that's kind of not the obvious position in the league for them to be in. They're playing the same formation as us though, the 4-3-3 with 2 centre mids and a cam. Iñaki Williams, obviously you guys will be familiar with him on the right hand side. He seems to be mentioned in every series that any YouTuber ever does on career mode. Everybody wants Iñaki Williams to be signed, but we decided to stay away from him for this series, but he's going to be a thorn in our side, you would think, as we head into this game. Full strength starting lineup as well. Enzo Perez, Dani Parejo and Thiago in that cam spot. Now, he scored his first goal for the club in the last episode, and we'll be hoping he can continue in that vein of form today. Brilliant pace here by Oscar DeMarcos down the right hand side. Gets a good solid cross in as well. Raul Garcia brings it down and rifles his volley off the crossbar. Obviously formerly of Atletico Madrid, Raul Garcia, very capable striker. They used him out wide more often than they did up top at Atleti, but I definitely think his best role is through the middle as a main striker. Sofian Feghouli recovers the ball from Ike Munain there. Not the strongest Munain, but Thiago turns his side. He's not the strongest, but what a finish on his weaker left foot. I mistakenly said in Monday's episode that he was left-footed. He's not. He's definitely right-footed, but that was a brilliant shot on his left-hand side. Turns inside the defender nicely, and you can see, you can't really tell from the first angle or from real time, but that angle there and this one, you can see how it bends away from the keeper, and he couldn't really get much more into the top corner. This one shows it perfectly. That is buried in that top left-hand corner. A great strike from Thiago. Finally, he's starting to find his groove as well here at Valencia. He struggled in the first couple of games whilst we were still getting to grips with what sort of formation we wanted to play him in, and now that we're playing him as a central attacking midfielder with support from two forward-thinking central midfielders behind him in Dani Parejo and Enzo Perez, we're really starting to make a difference in this Valencia series. Now, got free kicks a little bit too far out for Dani Parejo to think about having a shot. 41 yards is quite a long way from goal, but we get it to Enzo Perez. He's going to have a crack on goal, but it takes a deflection off Elizondo, goes up for a corner, which unfortunately nothing came from, but we continue to be on top in the second half. However, we did have a turnaround in possession there and get caught on the counter-attack by Bilbao. Munayin does have a lot of pace. We mentioned he's not that strong, but if he can get the ball away and cross it in before Mustafi can get to him, or any defender can get to him, then that's not going to be a problem. Eventually, they did have a chance there through their attacking midfielder, Arabo, but he wasn't able to find the target. A bit of a wild slash at the shot. We're going to try and build things up ourselves. We've got stronger wingers in Rodrigo and Feghouli, but we're going through the middle to Paco Alcacer here. Unfortunately, he's not really flourished so far as we've gotten underway in this Valencia career mode. He's really not been the instant impactor striker that I was hoping he would be. There's still plenty of time for him to get some goals though, and for me to improve and figure out what's the best way to play with him. I haven't really figured out whether he's the sort of player that I can be, I can keep involved in the build-up play and play a few passes with, go on a few dribbles with, and create opportunities, or whether he's just a finisher. Whether we just need to build the ball or build the moves up around him and then give him the ball as the last port of call in an entire attack for him to just finish the ball into the back of the net. We will, continue to practice with him, continue to get better with the side and him as well. I'm sure it won't be long until we start getting some goals with him. In fact, it wasn't long between the Bilbao game and the next game of the episode. For some reason, being played just 2 days after the Bilbao game. I'm not sure whether there was an international break between this game and the next one. There may well have been, but only 48 hours between the two games. So rather understandably, there was a bit of a different lineup to the first game. Celta, though, are a decent side. They had a very strong start to the season in real life, and they're going to give us a tough test here as well. Iago Aspas, they're playing up top for them. They're playing a 4-3-3 as well. Nolito out on the left-hand side, hands down their best player, and was being phenomenal for Celta Vigo in the past 3 seasons in real life. Really, really solid, consistent player that played his trade at Benfica previous and was very good over there in Portugal as well. So he's going to be the main threat for us. But as you can see, Alvaro Negredo starts up top. We've got Andre Gomez at cam. He can play at cam, centre mid, or CDM. It's really nice to have a player that is, useful in all 3 of the central positions. And versatility, especially in FIFA, is absolutely crucial, considering the way that stamina is a real issue in career mode this year, whereas in previous years it hasn't been. To have a player that can play in a variety of different positions really helps when it comes to either A, starting them in a rotation side, or B, being able to bring them off the bench in a variety of different positions for any players that might be tiring a little bit quicker than some of the others on the pitch. Pablo Piatti works hard there to win the ball back. He too is not the strongest of wingers, but Alvaro Negredo is extremely physical. Great shot on his right foot, unfortunately back down off the bar. We're not able to take the lead after just 12 minutes, but that was the 3rd chance of the game after 12 minutes. It was a really entertaining one here against Celta, and they were putting up a really tough fight. Pablo Piatti down the left-hand side again. Good strength to turn inside and hold off the man, actually. Did really well there. Drives into the box. Going to pull it back to Negredo. How he hasn't put that into the back of the net, or at least gotten it on target, I have no idea whatsoever. No, I can't explain that to you, to be completely honest. We should be 1-0 up. Javi Fuego with a great effort that's well saved, and then the defender slashes it clear from the effort as well. That was still only half an hour, and effectively from that clearance, they come up the other end and get themselves a penalty. I was pretty annoyed at that when it first was given, to be completely honest, but then I saw the replay. You can see, I don't know what Santos is doing there. He's tried to diving header it, and he's a good 2 feet underneath the flight of the ball. Just wipes out the Celta striker. It's a definite penalty. Nolito steps up, and Diego Alves saves. A brilliant save down low to his left-hand side. Went quite low, but you'll see from the replay, it throws up that right arm. It's a little bit higher than the rest of his body, and it hits him almost on the elbow. He dives quite low and just leaves that one arm higher up, and is enough to save Santos's blushes and keep us back on, or not back, but keep us on level terms. Bit of a mistake from the defenders there. Rodrigo de Paul nips in, and how's this for a finish? Leaning away, falling away from the ball almost, and bends it around the goalkeeper into the bottom corner. A fantastic strike from Rodrigo de Paul. You guys have told me in the comment section he can grow quite well and is a very good player by default. Did very well there, and that finish, that's very, very good. Extremely pleased with that finish from him. He may be seeing a little bit more first-team football if he keeps up that sort of performance. Javi Fuego on the ball, out wide to Pablo Piatti here. Plays the ball nicely around the corner to Andre Gomez, into Javi Fuego, who did get the chance off there, with the goalkeeper with a great reaction save to stop it from going into the back of the net. It was surely a another clear-cut opportunity in this game. We had Negredo's shot off the bar, and Negredo's shot with an open goal that he missed. Another chance well saved there, and we continue to be on top. João Cancelo, our young right back this time, having the effort, well saved, and again can't get there on the follow-up. It's another clearance from the defender after a good save from the goalkeeper. Stops us from being able to extend our lead. We could be 4 or 5-0 up in this one so far. Alvaro Negredo isn't the fastest of players, but does have the ability to get away from the defender there. Scored from a similar angle in the last episode. It may even actually have been in Monday's episode, with a very good cross-shot goal, or cross-goal shot rather, into the far corner. This time the goalkeeper was on hand to make a good save again. Rodrigo de Paul, though, on the right-hand side this time, tears his side beautifully, driving into the box, could lay it across to a teammate, does so. Danilo with the shot, and again can't find the target from close range. He and Alvaro Negredo really not finding their shooting boots in today's game against Celta Vigo. We continue to be on top there. This game was full of chances. I don't know how we aren't 2-0 up by now. Javi Fuego's in behind. We beat the goalkeeper finally, and it hits the post. So we hit the bar, we hit the post. We still, though, get the 1-0 win. I'm really pleased with the creativity in this side right now. We sit top of La Liga after 8 games, although a number of sides below us do have a game in hand. Not, though, Real Madrid. They've lost 3 games of the opening 8. Really surprised. Ourselves and Real Sociedad and Athletic are the only 3 sides to remain unbeaten. Barcelona have lost the game, as have Sevilla, so we'll have to wait and see what happens with Athletic and Barca's game in hand. Both of them could go either top with Athletic or Barca within a point of us, so it's still very close at the top of the table, but I'm delighted to be where we are and really pleased with the progression of the side. Like I say, hopefully it's not long before Paco starts scoring some goals as well. But that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching, guys. Drop the video a like if you enjoyed, of course, and subscribe if you haven't already. Check the channel page for anything you may have missed over the past few days, whether it be this series, the My Player series, or the Career Mode RTG. All your links to social media are on screen and in the description down below as well as a link to the No Identity merchandise store if you'd like to pick yourself up a t-shirt in time for Christmas. But for now, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.